Hi, I'm Kate Peters. I am the Associate Director of Social Media at L7 Creative and co-host of our podcast, Adapt and Thrive.
Hi, I'm Tom Gallego, and I co-host Adapt and Thrive with Kate Peters, and I'm the Creative Director for L7 Creative.
What's going on? I am Seth. I'm the video content creator here at L7 Creative, and I help kind of put this whole podcast together, and I help with all of the technical aspects of the whole thing.
Today, we're going to show you how to make a podcast. All right, so the first things first is every good project starts with one of Tom's favorite things is a creative brief. So no matter what, always have your creative brief ready of exactly what you're going to go over in your podcast. So that way you have notes to reference throughout the episode. So on my computer, I've got my creative brief up here where Tom and I went through in detail everything we're going to cover. And then I am using GarageBand on my MacBook Pro to record our actual audio. So our audio will come into here. Then I'll pass it to Seth at the end of our recording to do his editing magic.
We have a Rodecaster Pro, which is where we also mix and also record. We isolate record here, multi-track, as well as we record on Kate's laptop. So we have a backup.
And you have to have two cool looking mics, and they gotta sound good.
Yes.
Right.
So these check both the boxes. They both sound really, really good, and they're both very dynamic, and they also look really cool. So they go straight into the XLR inputs, and we record from there.
Boom.
Ta-da! That we thought we would do millennials because millennials are one of the biggest groups of shoppers. Thanks for listening to this episode of Adapt and Thrive, and be sure to subscribe. Alrighty, episode done. Now we move into post-production.
So now it's the next day and I have to process these audio files. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them into Adobe Audition, make sure all the levels look good, and do some processing as well.
Now that Seth has sent me the full edited podcast episode file, I use Podbean, which is basically a distribution tool. So what I did is I wrote a description for the episode. You'll want to make sure that this is optimized for SEO because Google actually does pick up on keywords for podcast episodes like they would any other piece of content. And then all I'm going to do is click on Publish Now, and Podbean will actually put our episode on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, you name it, dozens of different streaming services so that people can access it. And that is how you make a podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more marketing tips, and definitely subscribe to our iTunes and Spotify channels so you don't miss an episode of our podcast, Adapt and Thrive, a survival guide for the modern marketer.